Sabah al-khair. In this video, we're going to talk about the sentence complements anna and inna and how we use them in formal Arabic. In Arabic, these words function similarly to the English conjunction that in sentences like these. James says that his friend is a professor, or we understand that you are busy. I know that you want to study engineering. In English, we can usually get away with skipping these conjunctions, especially in speech, right? Functionally, there isn't much difference between James says that his friend is a professor and James says his friend is a professor. In Arabic, however, we don't usually omit it, and in formal Arabic, as a matter of fact, we need to use it when we're constructing this kind of multi-clause sentence. This is a list of some verbs that you might know that can use anna in this kind of sentence, and you'll notice that the verb for to say, yaqul, takes a slightly modified form. It has inna instead of anna, so we have the hamza on the bottom with a kasra and the I sound instead of the a sound. So if we wanted to translate one of these, for example, let's take this sentence about James. James says, and we'll start with this verb, that his friend is a professor. In Arabic, we need to follow anna and inna with a jumla ismiya, right? A nominal sentence. So we could say, James يقول inna, and now we need a jumla ismiya, right? With a mubtada and a khabar, a subject and a predicate. صديقه أستاذ. So now we have a complete jumla ismiya. صديقه is our mubtada, right? The subject of our jumla ismiya, and أستاذ is the khabar, the information. Who is he? What is he? Why do we care? هو أستاذ. صديقه أستاذ. Now, what if we want to use a pronoun? In that case, we still need that jumla ismiya, that nominal sentence, and what we need to do is attach a suffix to anna or inna. If you've studied li'anna, one of the words that we can use to express because in Arabic, you remember that we attach suffixes that are almost identical to the possessive suffixes, and as a matter of fact, li'anna, that word meaning because, is a combination of the conjunction li and the words we're talking about right now, anna. So we attach those suffixes in exactly the same way, and over here we have a little chart of those suffixes that we would use. So if we take our second sentence, we understand that you are busy. We'd start with that verb. Nafham, that you. Let's assume that it's a singular masculine you that we're talking about. So we start with our anna, and then we need to attach that pronoun, which is going to be annaka. So now this ka is functioning as the mubtada, right? The subject of our jumla ismi, our nominative sentence. So then we just need our khabar, which would be mashghul, busy. Nafham annaka mashghul. Now, if our second clause after anna also requires a conjugated verb or two in Arabic, then we still need to have that nominative sentence, right? We still need to begin with a noun or a pronoun. So, this third sentence, for example, I know that you want to study engineering, and let's make that you a female. Let's suppose that we're addressing a woman here. We would say, أعرف and then the that you, again, we're going to need that suffix attached to anna, أعرف أنك, because we're talking to a woman. You want to study engineering. So ki is our subject representing enti. And now we're going to use a conjugated verb, right? As though we're saying enti. So you want, we would say enti turidin, but we don't need enti because we have our modified pronoun here. Annaki turidin. You want to study. Now we remember that in a formal Arabic sentence like this, we're going to use a different particle. Annaki turidin an tadrusi al-handasa. So here we have really a complete sentence. And because we need, again, to have a nominal sentence after anna, we need to include that pronoun. We need to lead with the pronoun or the noun after anna. We could skip all of this and have a perfectly good jumla fa'liya, a verbal sentence, right? You want to study engineering. But within the larger context of the sentence, we need to include anna and that pronoun. One thing to bear in mind is that anna and an look very similar when they're written down, right? Ordinarily, in normal print, we're probably not going to see our vowel markings, we're not going to see fatha or sukun, we might not even see that shadda, right? An and anna could look virtually identical, which is why it's a good idea as you're learning verbs to sort of associate the particle, the relevant particle, anna or an, with the appropriate verb, right? Verbs like yurid or yuhib tend to take an, that to particle, whereas these verbs over here that involve kind of presenting information tend more often to have anna following them.